Oh, we welcome you to the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology, where tonight on Kids Day, the RIT Tigers wrap up the non-conference portion of this season's schedule. And they'll end it the same way it began back in October by facing the St. Lawrence Saints out of ECAC and number 16, Drake Bergen, who tallied 2 goals in that season-opening victory over RIT. As for the Tigers, Gianfranco Casero, the fifth-year defenseman, now leads the team in goals with 9 after scoring twice last night against visiting Clarkson. The Tigers' 11th win in their last 15 games. Good evening and welcome to RIT Hockey Pregame Live here on the RIT Sports Network. The Moose from the Emerks and Chopper from the Nighthawks of Rochester Nighthawks, both joining me here today for Kids Day. Well, the Tigers have a chance to do something tonight they have never done in the Division I era. With a victory, they would become the first team to finish the non-conference schedule with an above 500 record. Last night, let's show you what happened. Tigers Clarkson out of the ECAC. First period, nearly 5 minutes in. Tigers strike thanks to their first-year line as Tyler Fukakuka's cross-ice feed finds Matthew Wild, and Wild goes top shelf. His third goal in 3 games, 1-0 Tigers. Golden Knights couldn't catch a break. The blast here off the post. Ryan Richardson is there. The open net is there, but he pushes it wide. A missed opportunity for the Golden Knights. 8 minutes to go. Tigers power play about to expire, but before it does, watch the look here. Cody Leskoski threw his legs to Joe Casero, backdoor for the goal. They corrected this, and it is a power play goal. Take another look. Oh, that's just pretty. 2-0 RIT on Casero's 8th of the season. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the opening period. Tiger power play expires now, but Elijah Gonzalez to Grady Hobbs, and the Tigers score again. It's 3-0 RIT after 1. Second period, Clarkson on the rush. A 4-on-2. But Tommy Scarfoni making the initial stop. Then the stick save. Scarfoni, tremendous. Last night, especially in this sequence, as RIT held a 3-goal lead after 2. Late third period, off the faceoff, Joe Casero sends it off the glass, all the way down the ice and into the empty net to seal it. Tigers shut out Clarkson 4-0. Afterwards, our Kim Coffey caught up with Tiger netminder Tommy Scarfoni.
I mean, we're a really close group. It comes down to our habits. We work hard in practice, so we're going to work hard in games. And they played great in front of me today, so they're allowing me to get shutouts, so they're helping me out.
You're really the backbone of this team, and I don't know if you're aware, but kind of a fan favorite. I don't know if you noticed that when you're out there, the signs, everything. Does it feel good to be back at home?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's been over a month that we haven't played at home because of break and everything, but it's good to be back. We had a great crowd again. We love our fans, so yeah.
Short turnaround tomorrow. We've got to prepare for a whole different team. How do you plan to carry some of that momentum into tomorrow?
Just play the same way. We're a ranked hockey team, so we got to play like one. And we got something to prove tomorrow. They beat us the first game of the season, so we're going to go right at them.
Yeah, the Tigers have not forgotten about that opening game. So Scarfoni blanks the Golden Knights for his 7th career shutout, tied for second most in Division I history. With 33 saves, he also recorded his 29th career game with at least 30 saves. He's now second behind Logan Drackett for most career victories with 42. RIT killed off all 6 Clarkson power play attempts, and as I mentioned earlier, they finished 1 for 4 with the extra man. Jojo Casero moved into the team lead with his 8th and 9th goals of the season, while Matthew Wild tied Carter Wilkie for second with his 8th goal of the year. Last night, St. Lawrence visiting Canisius at Harbor Center. We have the highlights after a scoreless first. St. Lawrence on the power play, and the Saints would strike first thanks to Mason Waite, who scores just his 2nd of the season. Saints led 1-0. It was tied 1-1 in the third until Max Kuznetsov scores for the Golden Griffs, part of 5 unanswered by Canisius. They'll be here next Saturday, which included 2 empty netters. Late Griffs beat the Saints by a final of 5-1. Since their opening victory over RIT, St. Lawrence is now just 4-11-1 in their last 16 games, while the Tigers have been red hot. As always, we have reports from both sides of the ice, but as always, we begin with RIT head coach Wayne Wilson, who's with our John DiTullio. Johnny?
All right, Kevin, thanks so much. Wayne, let's look back at last night. How would you assess last night's 60-minute effort?
Just a solid effort by everyone, starting with Tommy in the goal. I thought our defense were very clean in breaking the puck out. We broke the puck out well last night. You know, they had some flurries without a question, but and then I thought our power play, both special teams, power play and penalty killing were very good. Power play didn't get the credit probably they deserved as as guys were just coming out of the box when we scored, but I thought they were good. And then our penalty killing was very good, killing all 6 opportunities. So just a real solid effort against what I think is a very good team that might have had an off night, I don't know, but a good team and a good win for us.
And then what Tommy does, what he's been doing not only this year but the last 2 years. Just talk about his play last night.
Yeah, I think, we've talked about his competitiveness. I think that's always been a strong point of his, but I think more than anything else, it's not just his saves, but when he makes the saves. He seems to make saves when we need him most, and when it can affect the game the most, he seems to come up big, and so we're grateful to have him, and he's having a very good year, and hopefully that continues.
Well, he told Kim in the interview last night they're already thinking about what happened back in early October for this game tonight. How much is that loss on the minds of you and your players?
Well, it's not just a loss. I mean, the fact that we lost to them gets our attention and our respect, but we've finished 500 over the last 4 years, this being our 5th year. If we were to win this game, it would be the first time we've been better than 500 in non-conference. So we've been on a bit of a roll here the last 5 years in our non-conference play, and that's something we take pride in as well. You want to win championships, and you can only do that in your league and so on, but you also want to gain the respect of your peers throughout the country, and I think we've done that as well.
What is the key then to get the weekend sweep to propel you back into conference play?
Well, I think for tonight we're going to have to get off to a real good start. I think one, they lost last night, so I don't think they're going to be happy about things. So they're going to be very motivated. The team that wins is always a little bit more comfortable. So we've got to match their intensity early and just take it a period at a time. All the cliches. Just don't get ahead of ourselves. Play for the moment and really, our goal: win the first shift, win the first period.
So proud of us. We did not even say anything about our college football teams laying eggs in bowl games.
Yeah, no, we kept that very quiet this year, and I think we'll continue until next year. Wait till next year.
Right. That does it with head coach Wade Wilson. For a preview of St. Lawrence, let's send her over to my broadcasting partner, Gene Battaglia. Gino?
Actually, we're going to come back here. Johnny, thank you so much. We're waiting on Coach Brecky of St. Lawrence and Gene Battaglia. I hope to have their interview coming up here shortly. Well, as already noted earlier, Tommy Scarfoni continues to rewrite the record books here at RIT, and he'll have a chance to do that again here tonight. Scarfoni needs just 17 saves to become just the 3rd Tiger to eclipse the 2,000 mark for his career. Scarfoni now 12-5 on the season with a 2.28 goals against. Meanwhile, in the net for St. Lawrence tonight will be number 33, Ben Cross, the Arizona State transfer. Will make his 17th start here tonight. Cross is 5-10-1 with a 2.69 goals against and a season-opening victory, you guessed it, over RIT. Well, still to come on Pregame Live, the RIT women's hockey team is looking to earn a split on the road at Brown this afternoon. We'll have an update for you from Rhode Island. Plus, Atlantic Hockey and College Hockey America are under new leadership this season. Our conversation with the new commish is coming your way shortly. But first, number 12 for RIT is Simon Isabel, the sophomore from Whitehorse in the Yukon Territory. Always been a key contributor for the Tigers this season. He'll join our Kim Coffey live next as our coverage of Tiger hockey continues from the Gene Policini Center on Kids Day. It's RIT and St. Lawrence at 5:05. They don't know where the camera is. It's over there. This is Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network. Here on Pregame Live. So much history surrounding the men's hockey program here at RIT. They're hoping to end their conference championship drought come March and possibly make another run. Yeah, that's right, at the Frozen Four as well. We shall see. In Atlantic hockey today, Mercyhurst going for the sweep of Sacred Heart. They're tied 1-1 in the second. Air Force looking to do the same at Bentley at 5:30 after winning in a shootout yesterday. AIC visits Holy Cross later tonight, while in non-conference action, Stonehill at Robert Morris. Army visits Penn State. Clarkson at the Harbor Center to face Canisius tonight, and Niagara looks to avoid the sweep at number 6 Denver. Face-off set for 8 o'clock Eastern. Well, as promised, Gene Battaglia standing by live now with St. Lawrence head coach Brett Brecky. Gene?
All right, thanks, Kevin. Coach, welcome to Rochester. And coming off a loss last night, you were tied in that game in the third at Canisius. How do you view that game last night?
Yeah, we didn't like the outcome, obviously, but I didn't think we played our best hockey either. We didn't establish our identity that we want to play a physical, relentless game, and that was a missing element last night. And we turned a lot of pucks over, and they're a good team. Give them credit. They played well. They transitioned well on us, which is what we're going to face tonight with RIT as well. But not real happy. We had a pretty pointed conversation as a team meeting this morning, and so hopefully we get back on track this evening.
Yeah, how confident is your team tonight, knowing that you've already beaten RIT once this season?
Yeah, I don't know if the confidence is there from the standpoint of head-to-head. There's a lot of stuff that's taken place as far as teams changing a little bit. They've obviously had a tremendous season and shown that they've had success in competing against a lot of different teams. So, that seems to be in the back mirror quite a ways. So we're focusing on ourselves right now, and we got to get ourselves back on track of how we need to play and just managing the game and managing the puck a lot better. There's way too many turnovers last night, and again against a team like RIT tonight, that's going to be real important because they're good in transition. They make a ton of plays. Real good offensive team.
Yeah, 3 months ago that game was. Do you go back and look at that as much, in preparation for tonight?
Yeah, you'll watch, obviously, tendencies for different systems, things like that. The top players, they've got a pretty deep lineup. They've got some depth scoring, which is a huge thing that if you're going to have success as a team, they got 3 lines that are putting up some points, so that's obviously a huge element. So just to kind of key on certain players as a piece of that, but just breaking down their systems and then some of the individual tendencies as a piece of the pre-scout.
Brent, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
You bet. Thank you.
That's head coach Brent Brecky, head coach at St. Lawrence. Kevin, we send it back to you.
All right, Gino, thank you so much. Meanwhile, the RIT women's hockey program saw its 2-game winning streak come to an end last night on the road at Brown following a 4-1 loss. Brown victory last night. Let's check in to see how the Tigers are doing this afternoon down in Rhode Island, trying to earn a series split this afternoon, and they are scoreless through 2 right now in Rhode Island. The Tigers trying to get a victory as the third period has just begun over here to my left. Next Friday and Saturday, we invite you to join us for the RIT women's hockey here at the Policini Centers. The Tigers host 15th ranked Penn State in a big 2-game conference series. Our coverage on Friday begins at 6 o'clock right here on Flow Hockey, and will also be on Sportsnet Pittsburgh next Friday and Saturday. College basketball this afternoon, RIT was hosting RPI in Liberty League action at the Clark Gym. On the women's side, RIT wins its second straight, 69-65. Caitlin Bockelman led the Tigers with 24 points. The men tipped off just after 4 o'clock, and they are trailing 13-10 that early in the first half today. Meanwhile, as we move on in our broadcast today, after 20 seasons in the Atlantic Hockey and 13 seasons with College Hockey America, Bob DiGregorio retired after last season, and now we have new leadership in Atlantic Hockey and College Hockey America. Michelle Morgan made her first visit to Rochester last month, and she spoke about the current state of both leagues and what she envisions for the future. Michelle Morgan has spent the majority of her professional life working in college athletics. But after 5 years as athletic director at John Carroll, Morgan wanted to get back to her roots.
The opportunity to be the commissioner of Atlantic Hockey and College Hockey America was really something that I couldn't pass up. It brings me back to my roots as a former ice hockey player, and it still keeps me involved in college athletics, just in a different way, in a more focused way in the sport of hockey, and really seeing this as an opportunity to take my skill set and different experience working in the NHL, working in college hockey, and really putting them all together in one opportunity to grow the game.
But one of her biggest challenges since taking over is changing the perception of both leagues.
There's a lot of misperceptions out there about what our teams and league is, what we're doing and competing with, but also what's happening off the ice and in the communities and in the classroom. And so I think that that's an opportunity to course correct that narrative and then allow, people to really see and learn so that they understand who we are. We don't have the brand recognition that perhaps some of our competitor leagues do, but we'll get there. I'm confident in that.
A conference rebrand is already in the works, as the men's and women's leagues will merge into one next season.
two separate organizations of teams and operation can be a challenge, right? And so we weren't really working as smart as we could be in some regards. So I think that this opportunity, we're working with a partner firm that really is an expert in this, that has worked with college entities, organizations, conferences to go through a rebrand, but really understand the essence of the history and the story to then best encapsulate who we are and who we're going to be going forward.
The new league will be expanding too. Just last month, Delaware announced its women's program will join the conference in 2025. As for adding new men's programs, that's actively being explored too.
On the women's side, with 6 teams, soon to be 7, we really have to be conscious of our numbers, and we can't let that 8Q be at risk, right? And so how are we doing that? We're the smallest conference in numbers right now, and so, but I'm looking to not just add, right? We need to make sure that the institution is a good fit for our organization and the teams that make up our conference, and so that we're adding value in ways other than just saying, hey, let's just add to add a team. Our geographic footprint, especially on the men's side, is quite large. We span so many states and 3 time zones that it can be a challenge at time with travel and that student-athlete experience or missed class time. So those are all things that administrators have to take into consideration when they're looking at potential and prospective programs that can be added.
The women's program at Mercyhurst and the men's program here at RIT are still the only ones to have reached the Frozen Four. But the new commissioner believes this conference can consistently contend in the future.
But there's a lot of parity in our league, and there's a lot of parity in college hockey, right? That any given night, a puck bounces one way, or one team's battling injuries, or you don't know what's going to happen, right? It's a game of odds in some ways, and so that's part of the reason why we come and we play the game and we engage in what we do, because we both start the game, first face-off, anything can happen. And so I think that absolutely, without question in my mind, right, we may have some uphill battles to get to that point or to be there a little bit more regularly, but there's no question in my mind that a team from College Hockey America or Atlantic Hockey can make it that far and be crowned a champion.
Oh, it'd be great to be back. I remember being there in 2010 at Ford Field. And what a scene it was for the Tigers. Michelle Morgan told me she is aggressively working to change the perception of some around college hockey that the AHA and CHA are secondary compared to other leagues. And the July 1st rebranding is certainly a start of things to come under her leadership. Well, still to come here on Pregame Live. RIT Associate Head Coach Dave Insulacco joins us with a scouting report on the Saints. Plus, we'll look back on the first meeting between these two programs back in October that saw St. Lawrence skate to a season-opening victory. It's all straight ahead on your home for Tiger hockey. This is Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network.
Great shift here for the Saints as they're flying. Bergen puts another one and he scores! Early on, 17:37 in the third. And Bergen breaks the 1-1 tie and the Saints go up a goal. 11:36 left in regulation. Saints up 2-1 over the RIT Tigers. Season opener for both teams. On Elaine Whiteout night here in Appleton. Now coming up, and then they score! Wrister shot taken by Gavars. Just like that, into the left circle, gets it by Scarponi, and it's a 3-1 lead. Coming back nicely to just lodge him from the puck was Boyer. Puck up at the blue line, sent toward goal and tipped up and in. Over the shoulder of Cross, and it's back to a 1-goal margin. Back for Bergen, over for Chaplow. Now he slides it over for Missoura. Down low, centering pass, one-timer, and Bergen scores again. What a pass play. Behind the net, out front, Bergen whacks it in, and it's back to a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, tough loss for the Tigers up at Appleton Arena back in October. St. Lawrence improved to 8-6 against the Tigers in the Division I series. RIT has been good at home, though, against the Saints, winning 5 of 8. As we welcome you back inside the Gene Policini Center here at RIT, where you're watching Pregame Live, presented by Taylor the Builders, as we continue our countdown to puck drop between the Tigers and Saints at 5:05 here on the RIT Sports Network. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, RIT with a chance to finish non-league play above 500 for the first time in their Division I history here tonight as we bring in John and Gene. And guys, what better way to find avenging their season opening loss to St. Lawrence?
And Kevin, good evening to you. We're welcoming in ringside David Zalako, the associate head coach here at RIT. Dave, first of all, congratulations on the win last night, and good job spotting that offside call there in the third.
Yeah, we had good eyes on it, and we were all standing right there. So it was a good challenge, and it worked out in our favor for sure.
Just overall last night, Dave, how would you describe the win and the effort last night by your team?
Well, got off to a great start, worked really hard, played well. We're opportunistic. I thought we had a lot of good looks. I thought our penalty kill was good. Our power play was good. So it was a good night for us. But, you know, that's in the rearview mirror now. We got a tough, difficult opponent in St. Lawrence.
Yeah, 3 months ago that game. It's a long season. How much did you look back at that tape in preparation for tonight?
I watched it this morning, but a lot has changed with our team and their team. You just see if there's anything that is consistent, anything that we did well, so our guys get a good visual of what will work well this evening. So we're much improved. I'm sure they're improved. This is going to be a good test for us.
How does it affect you defensively not having Aiden available tonight, Dave?
Oh, Aiden's a big loss for us. I mean, he quarterbacks our power play. He logs a lot of minutes, close to 25 minutes a game, so it's going to be a huge void for us to fill. But we have good players on our core and gives other guys an opportunity to get some more ice time.
Cross, their goaltender. What can you tell us about him?
Big blocking style goalie. I like a lot of shot volume on him. Rebounds will be there if we hit the net. So like us to shoot low and go for second chances on him.
And you talked about, finishing above 500 in these non-conference games. That is so important for you and this team, is it not, Dave?
It's important for our program. We have high expectations and high standards. So this is a big night for us to do something special. And obviously it'll pay dividends in the pairwise moving forward.
Dave, good luck tonight. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
David Zalako, associate head coach here at RIT.
Can't wait for tonight.
Yeah.
I'm feeling sweep. I'm already saying sweep, boo, and it's not even 5:05 yet, buddy.
Yeah, well, it's a talented St. Lawrence team here, John. It's going to be a tough test tonight. A lot of talent on here. One guy who scored back in that game, Felix Gavan's number 25.
Really good player, and even Wayne talking about him this week when previewing St. Lawrence. You look at he's the leading goal scorer on this team, and of course he scored back in October. They've had some ups and downs, but one player who has been consistent is certainly number 25, and RIT well aware of what he can do with the puck.
As far as the first-year line here at RIT, these guys are not slowing down. Number 6, Matthew Wild, getting his 8th of the season last night.
He's really good, and more we watch him, more ice time. That line has been really good, but he seems to be ascending as that top player on the line, always around the puck, always around the net, and he makes things happen, and he knows how to finish. First-year player, it's the best thing about him. He's only going to get better with more ice time with this team.
Kevin, this should be fun here tonight. The 5:05 puck drop as we send it back to you.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Thanks so much, guys. We're closing in on that puck drop here at the Policini Center. After a quick break, we'll wrap things up from here next. You're watching Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network. Back here on Pregame Live, RIT in St. Lawrence to close out non-league play for both teams on Kids Day here at the Policini Center. Hey, the Tigers return to Atlantic hockey play on Thursday at Niagara, so we are not back with you until next Saturday night when the defending conference champion Canisius Golden Griffins come to town. Our coverage next Saturday kicks off with Pregame Live at 6:30, followed by Face-Off at 7:05 right here on flowhockey.tv. The spring semester doesn't resume here at RIT until Tuesday, January 16th, so plenty of tickets are available for next Saturday's game against Canisius. Make plans to join us by calling or visiting the Policini Center box office, or grab your seats right now at RITtickets.com. Well, will it be a first for the Tigers here tonight, or will they finish with a 500 record in non-league play for a 5th straight year? We're about to find out. Enjoy the game. We'll see you back here for the intermission report. RIT St. Lawrence. Oh, it begins right now.